Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I can't believe, it's sometimes you can't make shit up. It's like these guys who write these articles, they think that we are tards. I mean, yeah, you and I. It's true that most of us are tards based on their IQ, right? But those are the ones that these articles are focused on, are directed, are bombarding. Not us, not us. They know we figure things out, but they know the other guys are not. So they are the targeted audience. And we just laugh and we just discuss their stupidity. So this article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and it's from today, the 25th of October, 2022. I was about to say 19 something. See, I'm tired too. So this article, as I said, comes from Ukrainska Pravda. This is the title. Wagner Group recruits large number of prisoners with HIV and hepatitis, marking them with wristbands. So it seems like the Wagner Group recruits has a lot of prisoners that have HIV, are infected with HIV and hepatitis, and the guys mark them with wristbands so they know who's who, what's what. You got AIDS, you got hepatitis, you got STDs, you got whatever, mouth STD, buccal STD, who knows. So the Russian private military company, oh, it was not a mercenary company. Whew, what's going on, Ukrainska Pravda? You're losing it, because they usually refer to Wagner as a mercenary group or whatever, but this is a military company, private military company. Wagner has started to recruit large numbers of prisoners who are suffering from serious infections, diseases such as HIV and hepatitis C for the war in Ukraine. The phenomenon has already become widespread. Are you discriminating against people with HIV? Ukrainska Pravda? Are you discriminating against people with hepatitis C? Hello? Excuse me, Brussels, Washington, I want to send you an article, okay? Yeah, he's not tolerant at all. He discriminates against people with disabilities and illnesses. Yeah, medical precondition, yeah. They can serve. So that's, okay, another stupidity. These guys are just tards, but nevertheless, let's move on. The fact that more than 100 prisoners with confirmed HIV or hepatitis C have been recruited at penal colony number 5 in Metalostroy, Leningrad Oblast, Russia, alone shows that this phenomenon is widespread. Is that a problem? Is there a problem with that? Besides, if you have hepatitis C, I know that you really get tired very quickly. You can't even stay up a few hours because your liver is sick. So when your liver is sick, you're tired as fuck. So don't tell me these guys are going to fight a war. I go to training. Again, Ukrainska Pravda, we're not retards. Hello. The Wagner Group command, quote unquote, marks the infected soldiers by forcing prisoners to wear red wristbands if they are HIV positive and white ones if they have hepatitis. According to the intelligence, the fighters are becoming angry about this situation. Russian medics are known to routinely refuse to treat injured soldiers with hepatitis or HIV. Several fighters with HIV or hepatitis are already in Ukraine's captivity and have confirmed the information about the mass recruitment of infected prisoners by Wagner. Okay, let's discuss this. Do you know that when you go to the emergency, you're asked to write down if you have certain kind of diseases? You know? Especially if you're going to have a surgery. You have to tell them if you have HIV, if you have hepatitis, if you have this and that. Do you know that? In a free country, let alone Russia in the middle of a war. First. Second, do you know that in other countries, and here too, on your little ID, you have to report when you have when you make your ID, if you have hepatitis and other things. Why? For transfusion reasons. And not only. Okay, so you have to in some free countries. I'm not talking about Russia or whatever. So I don't know if I'm a medic and I'm going to work with your blood. I think I should know if you're infected with something, don't I? I mean, after all, I can, cut myself. I can, I have to pay more attention to you. I have to put 3 pairs of gloves and the mask and all that. What if I cut you, jumps on my eye or in my mouth or who knows where? I mean, I understand your protection and your rights, but we should think about the other person's rights and protection. Now the doctor here, they say, well, they refuse to treat. How do you know, prisoner? You were taken prisoner by the enemy. Have you been hurt, injured, wounded, and they refuse to treat you, and now you're in the Ukrainian custody and you tell that, or you know stories? I mean, these things don't add up. I'm not saying it's impossible. By using what I'm using, it's very unlikely to be so. And it's just used as a propaganda how bad the doctors are, the Russian doctors. Remember, in peacetime, if you go and have a surgery, that means you're wounded in a war. Let's make the same, You're asked questions and they pay more attention. I would say. Could they say, I don't want to treat you? I don't think so. But I don't believe these guys either. So, let's see here. Previously, in early September, a video was posted online showing the oligarch Yevgeny Prigozhin, who is close to Vladimir Putin and founded the so-called Wagner private military company. Hey, that's a mercenary company, you're losing it. Personally encouraging Russian prisoners to go to fight in Ukraine. So what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? I'm all for that. Why? Because it's a mutual understanding. It's a contract between two entities. If they would just grab the prisoner and make that prisoner fight for whatever private company or for Mother Russia, that would be a different story. But the guy came and say, hey, we make a deal. You're gonna have your sentence forgotten if you serve 1 year here. If you don't want, you don't want. Here, sign. Like when you go and get a job. When you go and get a job, you go in front of a weasel who tells you, this is the policy, this is how much we're going to pay you, this is how much you're going to have vacations or no vacation, this is insurance if you're going to have medical or not, this is going to have retirement if you're going to have or not. You want it? Then you're going to say no. Or you say, I have some questions. Go ahead. Yeah, I think I would deserve this amount, I would like that, I would like that. Well, I'm sorry, I can't give you that. Then what? You either leave or you sign. You're free to do both of them. Nobody was going to punch you in the face and hold you in the room. You're going to leave. The same here. The guy showed up and said, hey, who wants to come? This is what we offer. You want or you don't? So where is the problem with that? I don't see any problem with that. But at least in my world, I don't see any problem with that. I said that if they would grab them and say, you gotta, that's a different story. But on the other hand, when you go and do a mobilization, it's you gotta. And you're a free person. So you see, under certain circumstances, you gotta. So here with the guys with HIV and hepatitis C, the hepatitis C, I don't think they would. That's non-functional. Let's start with that. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. If you're not, you're 2 clicks away from knowing that a person with hepatitis C is a wreck. A wreck. Either if he's an ex-alcoholic or is alcoholic or he's got the virus through other means, sexual and other ways of transmitting that hepatitis C, that's a different story. But once you get it, your liver is affected. And once the liver is affected, you get tired like, no, you need to sleep all the time. You can't do shit. You can't even, anyway. So, I think that's BS. But whatever. It's just to see how these guys, and believe me, people who do not know anything of what I said, they will take it as those Russians, evil Russians, and those doctors, what doctors are those? So when those guys that read this, the tards, and they will go and say, hey, what's your name, Dr. Napolova? Are you Russian? Oh my God, let's go. Why? They remember maybe this article when they told them that these guys were criminals. You know what I mean? They had consequences, these kind of stupidities. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.